Hey, what's going on YouTube? This is Reaching Riches here. So today I'm gonna give you guys an estimate for the declaration of October 23rd. My last video was going over the declaration for the 16th. This one will be for the 23rd. This video is coming out early because we're having a baby here on Tuesday, so I'm not sure if I'll have time to make my regular scheduled videos, so that's why I'm bringing it early here. I have the data anyway, so it makes sense. I'll just bring it out to everybody here. Usually this video would be for memberships only. They usually get it this early. So if you want to get your estimates a little earlier, you can join that membership. I'll have a link down below. Otherwise, just wait for the scheduled estimates. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at volatility. So volatility for the 7th to the 11th, that's the trade week. It was pretty high on Monday. This is the NASDAQ, and it slowly dropped a little bit, but barely. Uh, and it leveled out about 23.28. Let's look at the VIX. So this is S&P. So here it was pretty high at 22, and then dropped to 20, about 20, 45 or so. And then let's look at Russell. Russell stayed pretty high. So it started off at 26, raised up to 26.45, and then leveled off back at 26. So that's for context to see what happened with volatility with our strikes. All right, so let's go ahead in here. I did make a lot of changes here, and I'll get to that when we get to analysis tab here. All right, so let's go ahead and reveal here for QDTE. Remember, this is trade week from 7 October to 11 October, so that was this week's. Right, so let's go ahead and reveal. So 231 contracts, collected 434,000, and that was a win on Monday. So 28,060 with our strike, closed below our strike at 19,800. All right, and that was 0.53% out the money. This is Tuesday. 231 contracts again, collected 336 in premium, and that was a loss. So we had a strike of 20,030, and it closed above our strike, almost $80 above at 20,107. That was 0.64% out the money. Cost to close was almost 1.8 million, so that was a pretty bad day. That one hurts pretty good right there. All right, so Wednesday, 232 contracts, collecting 459,000, almost 460, and another loss. So 20,190 was our strike, and it closed way above our strike at 20,268. That was that strike was only 1.46% out the money, and that was a $1.8 million loss right there. All right, so next, 232 contracts again, collected almost 700,000, and that's a win. So 20,270 was our strike, and it closed below our strike at 20,241. That was 0.52% out the money, and no cost to close, so it's full profit day. And Friday, let's see what we did. So 232 contracts again, collecting 300, almost 350,000, and that's a loss. So 20,270 was our strike. It closed barely above our strike at 20,271. So cost to close was 45,000 there. This is marking it as a win because it was within our break even, but it did close above our strike, so loss on the strike. All right, so our average percent out the money is 0.54%. Kind of wish they went a little bit further out because the 6.4 wasn't too bad, but we still lost that one. But I do kind of wish they went a little bit farther out. This week was crazy. I think we had CPI or PPI news, so yeah, a little crazy. The one thing to note is since this is being declared on the 23rd, there's still like a whole week and a half for outstanding shares to rise. In my experience, outstanding shares hasn't risen enough from one week to another to really really affect the outstanding or really affect the dividend estimate, typically by a few cents. So just keep that in mind, that we are still a week and a half out, so outstanding shares is likely to grow. All right, so our win percentage looks like it dropped a little bit since last week. So we're looking at 69, almost 69 percent flat there. And let's look at our dividend. So we are looking at 10, 950, 000. Whoa, whoops, that is not right. Bring that back. There we go. 10, 950, 1, 2, 3. We're looking at a 20-cent dividend on QDTE. So, 20-cent dividend, collected 2.2 million in premium, and we had a loss of 3.6. We know that they're not going to net these, so that loss is going to come out of NAV. Just how it is. I have been listening to some Neos, what do you call it? Neos interviews. Sorry, tripping. What is this? Gross premium, total loss. There we go. So, sorry, lost track. I have been listening to some Neos interviews, and I don't know if this is going to be structured exactly how Neos is, but if it is, the Neos fund manager said you can carry forward losses indefinitely, and then net those against gains, and then doing that, you can classify your dividends as return of capital, as like a tax classification to help people save on taxes. Whether RoundHill is going to do that or not is really up to RoundHill. They haven't really give us any guidance of how they're going to handle the losses. So that's all really up to interpretation. Kind of hoping they do the Neo strategy and just net them against losses and just classify everything as return of capital, so we get that tax deferment treatment. All right. So let's go and look at XDTE here. So let's go ahead and review. So Monday, 290 contracts collecting $100,000. 57.55 is our strike, and 56.95 was the close. So we won this one. So zero cost of close there, full profit day. Tuesday, 290 contracts collected almost $90,000, and that's a loss. So 57.45 is our strike. Closed above our strike at 57.51. Cost to close. Why is this not in number format? And maybe sorry about that. There we go. Cost to close is 177,000. Not good, but hopefully we can recover. Let's go ahead and do Wednesday. So 300 contracts now collecting 131,000. And that's a loss. So 57.65 with our strike. Goes above our strike at 57.92. Sorry, I didn't go over these out of the money. So Mondays was 0.3% out the money. Tuesday 0.45. Why did they go so close here on Wednesday? It was a wild week. 0.23%. That's it. Damn. And we felt it. Look, $800,000 to close this. We only collected 131. So, damn, they screwed that one up pretty bad. All right, hopefully Thursday is better. So Thursday, 303 contracts collecting 220,000. That's pretty good premium, and that's a win. So 57.90 was our strike, and it closed below our strike at 57.80. So there we go. Better there, but still close. Look at that, 0.2% out the money. Considering this was a wild week, I'm surprised they want to go that close. All right. Well, hopefully Friday's better, so let's go see what they did here. So 303 contracts, 200 and almost 240,000 loss. Okay, so 57.95 is our strike. It closed above our strike at 58.15. So another oh geez, $606,000 to close. So that is rough. 0.34% of it. Why didn't they not go further out? Oh, that's a little frustrating, but let's go and take a look at their stats here. So average out of the money for this week is 0.31% out the money. Not good. I would have rather them go out to like 0. Like this was pretty good. 0.45, 0.5. That I would have been completely fine with that. Probably wouldn't have 3 losses this week, but they do what they want to do. Whatever signals or how they trade is up to them. All right, so average was 0.31% out the money. Win rate right now is sitting at 68.29%. Current outstanding shares is 3,335,000. Total losses is almost 1.6 million. Premium collected is only 782, but as we know, they're not going to net those, so we'll see. That loss is coming out of our NAV, or usually it comes out of cash on hand first, and then probably go out of NAV after that. But yeah, so 3,335,000. So we're looking at 23 cents. Not bad. Pretty respectable yield here. 23 cents on XDTE. Let me just grab this one and then just toss it here. There we go. All right. So let's look at the Russell, see how they did here. So let's go ahead and review Monday. So 194 contracts is what we had. Collected 27,000, and it's a win. So 22.20 was our strike, closed below our strike at 21.93. So full profit day there. That's good. That was 0.63% out the money. Tuesday, 194 contracts, collected 19,000. And that's another win. So 22.10 was our strike, closed below our strike at 21.94. That was 0.73% of the money. I like that. So looks like they're going far out the money. Hopefully that keeps up. Let's go ahead and look at Wednesday. 229 contracts, collected $60,000, and it's a loss. So 2,200 was our strike, but barely. Look, by like 59 cents. All right, so I'm not too mad about that, but why did they go close? 0.26 percent out the money. Cost of close for that one was 13,500. Let's hopefully this trend doesn't keep going closer to the money, but we'll see. 242 contracts, collected almost 80,000. That's a nice payout, but it's a loss. So what? Wait, what happened? So 21.85 was our strike, which is 0. That's not even, well, this is in the money actually. Open was 21.86. They sold at 21.85. But why? So this out of the money is wrong just because it's in the money. But wait, why did they sell an in the money call? That makes no sense. Maybe it depends on when they place a trade, but still, why would you go this far? Oh man. And then I mean they really didn't even have to sell it that far out because it closed at 21.88. So I don't know what they're thinking there, but yeah, so we lost that one. And that cost us $82,000. That dumb mistake cost us $82,000. They couldn't just sell it at like the 21.90, and we would have won. But I don't know. All right, Friday. Hopefully this is not in the money. All right, so 242 contracts, collected $200,000, and it's a loss. All right, so 21.95 was our strike, closed above our strike at 21.34. I don't like the formatting of this one. And let me get rid of those. All right, so that one cost us a lot. So $953,000. We could have just taken, I mean, we had what, $1 million loss there on RDTE. We could have just had a $967,000 loss, but they sold that in the money, which makes no sense to me. But you know, it is what it is. They're gonna do what they're gonna do. But yeah, that makes no sense. All right, so win rate 70%. 2 wins, 3 losses this week. Average out of the money was 0.4% out the money. We only collected 388, took a loss of $1 million. Current outstanding shares is 1.2 million. So 1, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So we could be looking at a 32-cent dividend. Let me just grab this loss here. That kind of irritates me. I don't know why they sold in the money. All right, so let's go to the analysis tab here. So there's some big changes. I have all of this stuff up here. I could probably move this over. I think, are they all like that? Yeah, they are. Let me just move these over. All right, so let me just kind of tell you what's going on here. So for this is QDTE. So these are all of their long calls that they've ever had. They closed out their XND. This is kind of one of their earlier ones, and then NQX was also one of the earlier ones. So these they no longer hold these. So let me just show you kind of how I went through this data. So if you look here, let me just select all. So if you look here, this is pretty much all their long calls since inception until well, this one's on up to the 8th, and then I ended up pulling more data. But this was like the initial pull. This is how many shares they had at the time, what price they paid for, and the market value at the time. So let me just show you the RDTE one, just because it's smaller data set. All right, so I took that same data. This is I just cropped out any of the columns I didn't need, and what I did here is, so they had 4 shares. They paid 1,800 for these shares, and then the neg change and pause change is if they sold, there would be a number here, and if they bought some, it would be here. So like here, I went from 4 contracts to 38, so that was a positive change of 34 contracts, and then I just took 34 times whatever the price at of the time and multiply it by 100 to get the share count there. And then so their initial calls here was 700, almost 750,000 for these 4 contracts. It's mainly just because they're so deep in the money. That's why they're so expensive. So these next 34 contracts were worth almost 6.4 million. And as you can see here, they keep adding. So everything here is credits. So if they sold something, it would have been a credit. If they bought something, it's a debit. So what I did was added up all the debits and netted it against credits. This one, they didn't actually sell it. I just took whatever the market value is and just put it right here. So the market value is 48 million, and then that's what shows up as credit. So if they were to sell it today, we would get this amount of money. So that's kind of how that is. I just wanted to show RDTE just because there's not so many lines of data, but yeah, the QDTE, XDTE, those ones are long. I went through like 200 lines of data, 200 plus lines of data. But yeah, so that's kind of how I got the calculations. So going back to here, XND, they bought it for $465,750. They sold it for a profit at 492. So they profited 26,000 there. NQX was a loss, so they paid 386,000 and sold it for 375. So they took a $10,000 loss there. These 3 are still ongoing. They still have these positions open, but the net is, or what my calculations are, if they were to sell today, how much money would we get off of these? So NDX here, this is their 1696.69 call. So far they have paid $113,000 or 113 million, sorry, for these. And then right now, if they were to sell it, they could sell it for 118, so that would be a net profit of $4 million. NDX, this is the second one at 1888 call. They paid 79 million. Right now it's worth 273 million. So net, if they were to sell it today, it would be worth we would net profit 157 million. All right, and this is their latest call, the 1850. So they paid. Wait, hold on. Sorry, looks like they might be pointing to the same. Sorry. So this one's 1850. Oh yeah, they are. Sorry, this one's wrong. Let me grab that one. My bad. Grab this one, and then let me just hide these. No longer need these. All right, so QDTE. Let me just grab this one here. Total debits. All right, so sorry about that. All right, so total debits for the 1888. So they paid 223 million, and it's worth 237. So they would net profit 13 million here. For this one, for the 1850, it's worth 79 million, they paid 79 million, and it's worth 83 million. So they would profit 3.5 million. So now, what is the total net here? We would, if we were to sell today. All right, if we were to sell today, we would be net positive 18 million. So that is pretty good. I'm kind of happy with that figure. Total market value as of today is 429 million, and out of that 429 million, we are profiting 18 million if sold today. All right, so that out of the way, so you understand the context. I'll go through these other ones, and then on future videos they should be quicker. All right, so gross premiums. This is going to include these last two, Friday's video estimate, and then today's. So what this is saying is right now, as of today, they have collected 32 million in gross premiums. So far they've paid out 27. So the difference between total gross and actual payout is 4.5 million. So if they want to get these equal to each other, they would have to pay out 41 cents in dividends. So ideally they pay out 20 cents on the 16th declaration and 21 cents on the 23rd, but we'll see what they actually pay out. But this is if they want to get it to zero, right? Total losses. I'm tracking this now. So total losses so far, it's $20 million in total losses. So right now, losses, if we were to close out all of our long calls here, we're in the negative. We're in the negative. So total, if we were to sell these, is 18 million. Total losses is 20 million. So not good. So yeah. All right. So estimate for this week, or for last week, was 30 cents. Estimate for this week, I'm actually hoping they pay 20 cents to get to zero. But estimate for last week was 30 cents. Estimate for estimate, this is not last week, this is for the 16th. Estimate for the 23rd declaration is 21 cents. So not bad there. Kind of actually hoping they paid at 21 cents to get us closer to zero. Let me just change this number to 11. There we go. So we can get that annualized yield here. Am I missing something? There we go. Annualized yield, if they pay 21 cents, is 25.30 or 25%, or 25.30%. All right, enough of QDTE. That was long-winded there. All right, so let's look at XDTE. So same thing here. Their XXP that they closed out. They paid 234, sold it for 238 million. A net profit of 4.7 or 4,795. This one's still open. They're 420.69. There's one of their first calls here. They paid 32 million, and or 32,472,000. Total credits if they sold today would be 32,883. So that'd be a $400,000 gain there. Their 520 strike here. They paid 71,000, almost 71,500. Right now it's worth 75, almost 76 million. So we could profit right now of almost 4.5 million there. And their latest call here, they paid 50 million, and it's worth 52 million. So I mean, I'm just rounding. So 50 total debit on this one is 50.5 million. Total credits would be 52 million. So we would profit 1.546 million. So what does that equal to? That equals 6.455 million in profit. Right now, market value is sitting at 161 million. Sorry. All right. So total gross payments is 6.5 million. Total actual paid out is 5.695 million. The difference there is 800,000. So to get this to zero, they would need to pay like 2 dividends of 12 cents. But estimate for the 16th was 20 cents. An estimate for this week, or sorry, for the 23rd is 23 cents. Let me just move this also to here. All right, so total dividends paid is $6.71. Average dividend is 24. If we were to sell everything, we would be able to cover all losses. So losses total to $5 million, 5.1 million. Total profits, if we were to sell long calls, would be we would be net positive. I don't have that calculation, but we would be positive about $1 million. 1.2 million ahead, so not bad there. I don't know if I went out total dividends for QDTE. So total dividends for QDTE, 8.92 dollars paid out and 31-cent average. And lastly, RDTE. So this one a whole lot less data, so not too bad here. They only have one call, the 210.50. They paid 47,000. It's worth 48. Net or total, since there's nothing else here. Total, we're in the profit 1.135 million. Total gross premiums collected is 924,000. Actually paid out. I guess. Actual paid out is 26,000. That doesn't look right. Are these pointing at the right ones? No, that's why. Sorry. Let me fix that. E8. Yeah, that's not right. Let me grab actual paid out. Sorry, I did a lot of moving around here. Where is that actual paid out? Shares. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right, that makes sense. There we go. I was like, wait, what? All right, so total gross premiums collected 924,000. Actual paid out is 696,000. The difference there is 228. So if they want to get to zero, they need to make so far 2 payments of 7 cents. Or wait, it would be even less. 2 payments of like 4 cents, really, because they've been overpaying like crazy. But last week's estimate was 20 cents for the declaration of the 16th, and this week's is 32 cents for the declaration of the 23rd. If we were to net the losses, total losses of 1.2 million, with our long calls, we would be underwater by about $100,000. So not good. Really, only XDTE is positive right now if they were to close everything out. All right. Total dividends paid is 98 cents. Average dividend is 33 cents. If we change this to today so we can get a number here. So 38% is what we're looking at, and estimate annual yield. I think I forgot to go over XDTEs. XDTE is 23 cents. All right, sorry about that. That was a lot of jumping around, but I think we got it. All right. So lastly is the charts. So this is QDTE, Defiance, Neos, the underlying Goldman Sachs, JEPQ, IQQQ. So that's pro shares. So total return from inception. I know pro shares started on the 20th, so it's not a really fair comparison, but I think it's close enough. So let's look at the rankings. So QDTE on top at 13%. Then the underlying at 11.23. Goldman, and then Pro Shares, and then Neos, JEPQ, and then bottom of the barrel is QQQY. All right, and then here, this is total return since inception. So just want to make sure that's clear. Same thing here, total return since inception. This is RoundHill. This is JP Morgan, Neos, underlying, Defiance, Goldman, and then Pro Shares. So XDTE on top at 14.85%. Trailing very close behind is iSpy. That's Pro Shares at 14.26%. Then our underlying Goldman, Neos, JP Morgan, and then bottom of the barrel is Defiance. All right, and then lastly, this is RDTE versus Defiance, Neos, underlying, and Pro Shares since RDT inception. So inception's only been out since like September 10th, so not very long. But Pro Shares is winning by about 1%, so 7.53 or 52%. So Pro Shares on top, then RDTE. Our underlying, and then Neos, and then bottom of the barrel is Defiance. All right, so not looking too good for RDTE. We're getting beat out by Pro Shares, but Pro Shares it's really good fun. Also, lower yield, higher appreciation potential. So there's a little bit of trade off there. But I mean, overall, we're looking good. RoundHill funds are performing pretty dang well. Did have some weird RDT stuff. Like, why did they go in the money? Makes no sense to me. And now that we have total losses and what they actually paid for all of their long calls, and if they're actually making money on them, so that's really nice to see. So that took a lot of work to go through, like, I don't know, what was that 500 records? But yeah, hopefully you guys appreciate it. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on these next two. I know if you watch my last one, then it's for QDTE 30 cents for the 16th declaration, 21 cents for the 23rd declaration on QDTE. XDTE 19 cents, almost 20 cents for the 16th declaration, and 23 cents for the 23rd declaration. And then for RDT, 20 cents for the 16th declaration, 32 cents on the 23rd declaration. All right, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this. Out.